Alright, so the final patch in class reworks just dropped last December 3rd. And I gotta say, I'm very excited, boys. Because it's just buffs, buffs, buffs on our class. Now I say it's the final patch is because Abyss don't usually release any updates before Idle Ball or Calphin Ball, whatever, right? So, what we see, what changes we see on December 3rd is what we'll be expecting to get on December 22nd, right? So yeah, let's just get right into it. So, for her main kit, nothing has really changed in terms of her absolutes, right? Stately Dignity, before it recovers WP, now it recovers 250 HP when it's not on cooldown. But the great thing about this is that you can use it on cooldown. So you can spam this ability now, which is good for PvE overall, right? Because this is the only ability you have to aggro pull mobs, and sometimes when this ability is bugged out or the mobs bug out or they don't aggro towards you, it gets kinda annoying because of the long cooldown it had, so you have to go in and pull the mobs yourselves. So great quality of life change. But I think the greatest change in her main kit is her passive. Now before, she had this movement speed passive that I don't really know what it does. I don't feel it. I'm not sure why it's in there, right? So anyway, they took it all out and they added 5% accuracy, all accuracy rate on our kit, which is huge, very huge, because if you don't know, Awakening Lahn really struggles with accuracy. You know, you don't really feel this on the early to mid stages of the game. If you have early to mid stages of gear, you know, you just shred through everybody, right? But when you're reaching the end game and you're facing those big boy chunky evasion monsters, your damage really kind of falls off because, you know, you're lacking those accuracy modifiers. But now she has an increased accuracy in her kit. No, it's very huge. It's very good. So I guess, so yeah, that's it. So moving on to the Awakening. So Bridled and Eradication is now part of the main Awakening skill tree. Now I consider a skill part of the Awakening skill tree if you have to level it up. And if it's just 1 point of each, I consider those skills like side abilities or filler skills or whatever, right? But let's just go with that. So Bridle is now part of the main Awakening skill tree. So what it does is every level you put into it, it increases Bridle's cast range. It still does the same damage as old Bridle, but now it has better cast range. So let me show you. You see this log over here, right? We're gonna stand on this log and we do an OP grab on this dummy. Boom. OP grab won't reach the dummy. So let's do Bridle now. Boom. That's huge. Huge change. Now, the animation won't even reach the dummy. Anyway, take a look at that. It won't even hit the dummy. It's crazy. Now, since you have Bridled on your main skill tree now, you also get a core Bridled, which gives you stun. Now, that's huge because now you have the ability to hold people in place and get the full damage out of Bridled. So, if it's either a back attack or, you know, just people just standing up, you get a full damage out of it. It's really good. And now you can Flow Mangler. You can use Flow Mangler after using Bridle. So take a look at this. Boom. And Mangler. Now Mangler also has an increased area, I believe, and its cast range as well. It's the same range as Bridled. So that's also huge buffs in terms of our PvE as well, not only PvP because of the, you know, the wide range of area, right? So there's that. Now, second skill, we have Eradication. So Eradication is now a completely different skill. So it's like a Hashashin forward slash. You do a Hashashin forward slash. You use the ability. And if you hold LMB after using that slash, you do a jump ground smash. that does a knockdown. So, boom. So the first hit, the first slash is a stiffen, and then if you do the ground smash, it does a knockdown. Now if you take a look at this, the area is huge, right? The knockdown on that ability, the knockdown area is huge. So with that, you also get a core ability, Eradication, which gives you Frontal Guard. Now the Frontal Guard is... it's just frontal through the slash and the ground smash. So we're gonna do this again. Frontal guard till the smash on the ground. And it has a little bit of linger, right? It doesn't disappear immediately. You still have time to Phantom Dance your way out or whatever, right? But you know, the large knockdown potential being protected is good. So there's that. Now, Deadly Dance. The only change Deadly Dance has is its movement. Now, you can turn Deadly Dance using your camera now. So, I guess that's good for console players. I personally just use mouse movement, but for console players, I believe that's good for them. You know, because you don't have to go straight, suffer that animation. But yeah, I guess that's good. Now, before, on the first few weeks, they did remove the PvP knockdown on this ability, the Flow Dancing with Death, but now they decided, hey, let's just put it back, man. So, we got it back. So, Superior to Dancing with Death is good. Furier's first 2 attacks, the range is increased, so you get more bound potential, and Taunting Death. Taunting Death is... before, it was a completely dead skill. Nobody uses it just because of how much stamina it cost. It required you 400 stamina to use the ability, and it wasn't even super armor. Like, you have to take a core ability for it to be super armor, and I mean, just the 400 stamina itself before the requirement was already too much, right? It's twice as one of your movement abilities. Now they removed that and made it so that it costs WP instead of stamina. It already has super armor in the kit. Core makes it so that you have stiffen, but the super armor itself is really good, and the cast animation is faster now, and it even flows well with Bleeding Hearts. So you get this, which is good, and it gives us more combo potential, and I'll show you that later. But next we have Tailspin. Now the Tailspin change is very huge because it does the same damage, but now you can cancel right to the second hit. So instead of doing the first hit and second hit, you can now cancel the ability to the second hit. And what they did is they rearranged the damage calculation. So they reduced the damage in the first hit and increased the damage in the second hit, so that when you cancel the ability, it deals more damage, right? So what you have is Bridled, the Tailspin. You have Phantom Dance to Blade Spin. You have Deadly Dance to Tailspin. I'm sorry, and you have Bloody Stride to Tailspin. Now it's very good because before, Bloody Stride does not prioritize Tailspin. It prioritizes Flailing Blades. So before, what you would get is kind of bit like this. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of annoying because before it prioritized Flailing Blades, but now it doesn't, which is good, which makes Tailspin core more viable, I guess, because I mean, Tailspin, by the way, does not do knockdown anymore, it does floating, so there's that. Now, there's viability in this core because you can do quick catches, or if you're chasing somebody and you want to do a quick CC, you can do Tailspin now. You can do that. Or, you know, Phantom Dance and then Tailspin. It does have quite a decent amount of range. Now take a look at this. Yeah, you see that? So it's good, right? I guess it's viable if your playstyle, you know, if it fits your playstyle, you could pick Core Tailspin. And I guess with this changes, there's more choices, you know, to choose from in her core abilities. Because before it was just Furier and Deadly Dance. Now you have other options, which is very good. So, what else am I missing? Oh yes, Blood Moon Twist. Now, Blood Moon Twist before, it was like a defensive ability. It gives you DP, but now it's a complete offensive ability now. So, if you press F, it does a range knockdown. You see that range? It's crazy. It does a range knockdown. But the thing is, it has a long windup. You see that? She raises her blades, and after she slams the blade, she does a spin thing. Now, I've experimented with this, but you can't cancel it with Phantom Dance, right? You have two options, right? I mean, you can cancel a part of her ability, but not fully. Let me show you what I mean. Now, this is the full animation, right? She raises her blades, slams, and then does a spin. Now, if you Phantom Dance first, if you do Phantom Dance and then Blood Moon Twist and Phantom Dance again, this is what's gonna happen. Right? You can't Phantom Dance immediately, you do a spin thing. When you cancel it's not really a cancel, but the way she raises her blades and slams, it becomes a little bit faster. But then you still have to spin before you can Phantom Dance again. So you can't really cancel it. And if you do Blood Moon Twist first, then Phantom Dance, she doesn't do the spin, but the wind up on the first animation is still there. So it's not really cancelable. I guess the only skill that cancels Blood Moon Twist is Eradication. So if you do Blood Moon Twist, you can do that and then cancel Eradication with Phantom Dance. So I guess that's it. For me personally, I don't see this being used in 1v1s based on my testing. I don't really see the use of it, but in terms of group fights, you know, large fights, when people are not focused on you, you know, you can do, you know, a sneaky knockdown and then shut everybody down, right? That's very good. So yes, now let's get straight to the combos. Now with her new core abilities, you get Bridled Stun. It brings back the old Bridle combo, right? Before, when she still had stun on her PvP, back when she didn't have frontal guard. So people used to do this combo. I don't really use this combo, but people used to do this combo. They do a grab, bleeding, tailspin, and then do Bridled. So what that does is after you do a grab, you do Bleeding Hearts, tailspin, flow, do the down attacks, and as the player is standing up, you hit Bridled as your second CC, and it holds them in place while doing consistent back attack damage. I guess that combo is back, right? If you want to keep your core Bridled, and it's also viable in terms of large fights, because, you know, take a look at this. Take a look at the range in that Bridled, man. It's very good. So yeah, that's the Bridal combo is back. So what else do I have here? I also experimented on a new combo, and I believe it's one of a more consistent damage dealing combo she has now. It's more down attack heavy. So it goes like this. Now that's a very quick damage dealing combo she will do, because without add-ons, right? without add-ons, after you do a grab, you do minus DP, you do all AP increase, and then you follow it up with a float, which from down attack to an air smash to tailspin vice, which are both down attacks as well. And if the opponent still lives as they're standing up, Bridled will do consistent back attack, right? So that's it's a new consistent combo she will have, and it's viable also in large fights, because if you take a core Deadly Dance, you get super armor, frontal guard, super armor, and a frontal guard, right? If nobody's at your side or at your back, it's a completely protected skill, and you will just shred through people. Yeah, I guess that's it. So let's see if anybody is here right now. I can test. Alright, so look at this guy here, right? Boom. Damage is crazy. Now let's try the core trailer. Oh, and I remember as well, they nerfed our grabs. In terms of cooldown, right? There. You see, as she stands up, you get a stun, which is good. And one more. There we go. So the ability, as you've noticed, the first ability's missed, so it didn't really kill her immediately. But as she was standing up, Bridled finished her off. So Bridled is kind of a bit of a finisher right now for us, right? So I guess that's it, boys, for the Awakening changes. I personally believe that changes in her kit is very good overall. It improves the strength of her 1v1s even more. It increases her viability in group fights. You know, she still might not be the class that dives into a ball, but she is a class that will dive into small groups and just shut everybody down. Changes in the cast animations, the area, the range, priority of skills, the cancels, it's all very good. So I guess the only problem she has left in her kit is the stamina costs of her movement abilities. Now, she is still a class that eats a lot of stamina, but with the other changes, I don't think you can complain, right? So I guess that's it. If I did miss anything, please do tell me. But I hope this video was informative, and see you guys in the next one.